question direct.
Order.
Don't tell me rubbish.
Order. Fellow honorable members, please, Doctor.
It was a straightforward question.
Dr. Achebe, please, the question is clear.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I am on a refined wisdom of God and present me as one of us. Mr. Chairman, my observation is based on the fact that Dr. Nim is addressing an honorable members of the House of Assembly, not a village meeting, and he should comport himself to address us, not by nodding his head and dancing around.
We have precedents that lead to other things. Having gone 1, 2, 3 times to Edo State, those who registered came as a result of their friends and elderly ones who went through us. So they knew we were going there. But we did not tell them that particular time that we were going there, for they already know.
They knew you were going there, but you did not tell them that you were taking them to that place.
Following the fact that their elderly ones, most of the elderly ones have passed through me.
Sorry, are you now putting it to them that because their elderly ones have done it and succeeded, and then you now assume, is it an assumption or a presupposition?
It is a presupposition.
Presupposition.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Next question. Yes. The member representing the I only have one question for you. What informs you since 1993, you quoted, since 1994, please, the cameraman, let me be. Yes. What informs you since 1994, choosing Edo State as the center for either the JAMB, GCE, SSCE, and so on and so forth? Passing about 3-4 states, what informs you choosing Edo State as your excellent center?
The question is not how many centers or schools or states one passes. The end result is, do you have anything upstairs and do you have the credential? I know in Nigeria there is no law that says one must not cross a state to go to another state to see the exam. On that podium. But I'm not ahead of it. On that podium, we go to Edo State, write our exams because there is disparity in Nigeria. It is assumed that we are more advantaged educationally. And therefore, you find out that when a student who is much more intelligent here writes an exam, here, his counterpart, whom he is much more intelligent than, over there, will pass. Ours will fail. Then one begins to wonder if we have to stagnate ourselves and wait for them to match, at par with us before we can move ahead. So, like I said, as a proprietor who wants the best for his students, we move over there where the army is. Give them last-minute supervision, and they suppose them to be members of their state, and they pass.
Thank you. Please follow up. Follow on. Thank you very much. I want to choose your words. Choose your words. In your own estimation, you took the students to Edo State. Is Edo State, from all stratifications in Nigeria, I mean, the way they qualify states, is Edo State a disadvantaged state or an educationally advantaged state? Based on what you have just said.
The place I know that they have particularized and said that it is much more advantaged are Imo, Abia, and Anambra State.
Okay. I put it to you that Edo State is one of the educationally advantaged states in Nigeria. Thank you very much. Next question.
I've enjoyed your brilliant presentation so far. Give me an answer, tersely and straight to the point. Whether you have, for once, since you began this proprietorship, scheduled your students anywhere else other than Edo State or outside it.
Thank you, my honorable member. Once it is JAMB, since it is a one-day exam, we go to Edo State. Thank you, sir.
That implies you have never chosen any center outside Edo State since you started way back 1994.
I can't remember that.
Thank you.
Your responsibility. This incident happened on Saturday, 28th April 2001. On Monday, being 30th, early in the morning, Abians have already converged at your office here in Omwai. By then, they were aware of the incident. By 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, which means by then, there was an awareness of what actually happened. As at 3rd of May, nothing was done by your office, be you yourself, by your staff, no concern whatsoever. In fact, on the same Monday, by 6 p.m., the vehicle that plunged into the river was recovered through the cooperation of parents of the victims in cooperation with the local government of the very area. No concern whatsoever. Until 3rd, being of May, when the last batch of people that were deceased, that recovered, no concern whatsoever from their part. Then, about 8, over 10 days after the incident, when you are meant to be here to face this House of Assembly, to know the whereabouts of what had happened, we now got a letter purportedly written by your elder brother telling us that you have gone for something or to show concern over what happened. What can you now say on this irresponsibility already exhibited by you?
See, that is why it would have been better for me to run my story from the beginning to the end. That would have solved this question. However, exams were sat for on Saturday. Having been sat for on Saturday, by 3 o'clock thereabouts, it was over. We arranged and told the students, do not go. Don't go. It is late. Let us go tomorrow morning. That time we will see clearly and then rest. So many of the students accepted. They rested. Few of them said they were going. We went back to them and said, you must not leave here. Don't go. Even though you are paying for yourself, pay rubbish to what we say, and went straight to the driver and talked to the driver, asked him to take them there, back home here. That their parents want them back. The driver did cut off or gave them a rebate of 200 naira as against what other buses we are charging, because other buses waited, and took 500 naira from them. They went into the vehicle, and then, was about to leave. My manager called down the driver, who incidentally is alive. Called him down. You have collected money from these students. I will beg of you to please sneak out. Since if you just blatantly before them say you're not going, they may decide to beat you. Sneak out. Go back to one of the hotel rooms and hide yourself. In the morning you appear. The students overheard this discussion and flew up and came down. One even pushed down my manager. These are juveniles, these are grown-ups. The driver insisted on leaving and left. When they left, for me, I had to stay back because there were things that were spoiled. There were beds that were broken, there were tables, fans that were pulled down and all that. No students. I have to stay back and make sure that the hoteliers are being paid when they have given me the cost of the damages. So, now, on having paid all of it, I stayed back to rest. My teachers, I settled them and they left. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. My teachers, I settled them and they left. Then on Monday morning, I boarded the vehicle and was coming back here. While I was coming back here, we followed. Remember, while we were going, we took Onisha, Abo, Uromi, and then Amfiere. We didn't go to Benin. So on coming back, we applied the same way. There was no accident. I was happy. There was nothing wrong on the road. I came back here because the money I had was already finished. So I had to go straight to the office to pick money to make up and pay the driver because I took him on charge. When I got the door, I gave him some advice anyway. When I got to the office, my office was locked. There were some students gathered. I shouted, "What is it? What is it?" I moved past them. Then, seeing that the office was locked, I was vexed and I was even laying blames on the dead girl. Fortunately, on the dead girl, my receptionist. I was saying, so Wamaka has not, Mike, have you seen it? Wamaka has not even come to work till now. So he didn't come to work, she didn't come to work. So I would deal with her. So I walked down to some of my friends who stay around there, expecting them to greet me that I'm back from the exam. I smiled, they smiled, didn't come back. I smiled again, they smiled, didn't come back. Rather, I was being waved to come. When I came, they told me what happened. My body, my knees couldn't carry me. I was shivering. I was ordered back into the bed. I didn't know what to do. It has never happened in my life. Never. So when I now went and stayed somewhere, then the following morning, I sent embassies to the Reverend Minister. To the Reverend Minister who owns the vehicle, to ascertain if what I am hearing there is true. Having gone to the Reverend Minister, he said he has not seen the driver nor the vehicle. I said, what? So this thing is true.